Hi YouTube, this is April with the Resellers Learning Curve. How are you guys? I know it's been a while since I recorded a video, at least a month actually, and this time I actually have a pretty legitimate reason for that. For those of you who don't know, who aren't in my Facebook group, my father passed away on May the 15th, and that was a huge loss to me. I'm sure that many of you don't know a lot about my personal story, but my father was all I had. Like, honestly, he was my only parent my entire life. And so losing him on May the 15th was a devastating loss to me. So that's the number one reason I have not recorded a video. It's just because, quite frankly, I haven't been in a place where I felt like I could record a video. However, I don't want to leave you guys hanging, so I decided that today was the day I was going to get back on that recording horse and talk to you guys a little bit about my eBay business. Last time I recorded a video, I was talking about my processes and how things weren't really working as I hoped they would. However, since that video in the past month, I have seen great improvements in my eBay business. Things are actually starting to flow as I was always hoping they would flow. One of my team members, one of the ladies that works for me, actually had taken another job, a telemarketing position, and she did that for a few weeks and ended up deciding that she would much rather come back to working with me, which her job is a lister. She's one of the listing people, so I'm super excited to have her back. But in the time that she was out, I had another employee that also lists that had to pick up a little bit of the slack. But thankfully, we're starting to get some traction. And my goal when I set out to hire people to help me with getting my items listed, it was a multi-part goal. One part of the goal was I can't have this backlog of items. I can't have a room full of clothing items that aren't listed just sitting there that I've already spent money on and they're not listed. I had some items that are getting listed that I've had for upwards of 6 months, maybe even closer to a year. So as of today, my backlog is at an all-time low. I'm actually back out shopping. Yay! I'm back out shopping because it's time, and I have these girls that work for me and they need to work and they need stuff, and we are coming towards the end of the backlog. So since that's the case, I'm actually buying new inventory to get listed. The second part of the goal that I had with hiring people is I wanted to balance out and steady my sales. And you're probably asking yourself, what do you mean by balance out? Well, what I mean is, because of the way that I was previously sourcing, I was only sourcing items that I could flip for $50 and up. By me doing that, with me having higher priced items, I was not selling items on a daily basis. I would have 2-3 day droughts where I wouldn't sell anything. But of course, then I would have a day where I sold $300-400. And then of course there was the 50% off sale where I sold over $700 in a day. But I don't run a ton of 50% off sales. So I needed to figure out a way to steady my sales. And so having people help me list is absolutely the best method for doing that. In case anyone is wondering, because I always get these questions, I typically pay about $3 per item for people that list for me, and that includes the pictures and the measurements. They're not in charge of really coming up with the descriptions or setting prices or anything like that. I have a virtual assistant that actually works on the descriptions and the prices, and she makes $1 per listing for what she does. So for any item that I have listed, my investment into getting those to market, i.e. listed onto eBay, is going to be anywhere between $4 and $6. So anything that I buy, I want to keep in mind that I'm going to have to spend another $6 to get it listed, since I don't want to do that myself. And the reason I say $6 is because I pay $5 per item for 2-piece suits, men's suits. So if I pay her $5 to list that, and then I pay the virtual assistant another $1, that's $6. So that's the most I'm spending per item to get an item listed. But the system is actually working out really, really well. I'm still not 100% sold on using InkFrog as our inventory management tool, although it does allow me to have people help me list items without giving them direct access to my eBay account, which is something that you really want to be careful about doing. So that's where I'm at today. Like I said, sales have picked up. It's the month of June, which is historically slow, which is always, you know, like June and July are rough months for resellers on eBay. But this June, you know, my sales are kind of hanging in there. They're pretty steady. There's not a huge drop from the month of May. And that's usually my goal, is not to have these huge drops in sales. So hopefully we can continue to like plug along, and I will continue to have steady sales. The one thing that I am doing right now that's different is I am balancing out my inventory. If you've watched my videos, you know that for a long period of time, I primarily focused on men's clothing items. Well, at this point, I'm getting pretty close to having half of my store be women's clothing items. And ironically enough, the women's clothing items are moving just as well, if not better, than my men's clothing items. So everything is positive on that front. I'm really, really excited. I am over the moon excited for what the fourth quarter holds, if we can continue to get items listed at this pace, because it's going to be a really, really good fourth quarter if the system continues to work as it has worked, as it is working. So that's the update that I wanted to give you guys. I wanted to just kind of make a video to, number one, tell you why I have not been recording videos for the past month. And I also wanted to give you some feedback on how my system is working and how my business is growing. I haven't done anything with Amazon FBA in a month. My sales show that. So I'm hoping that once I get my girls all steady as far as the process for listing items on eBay, then I can kind of shift my attention back to Amazon and hopefully start to buy some inventory to get sent into Amazon for the fourth quarter. So as always, if you have any questions, leave those in the comments. I appreciate everyone that subscribes to my channel, everyone that's in the Facebook group, everyone that leaves messages. I have something really, really exciting. I'm actually going to be taking my business in a slightly different direction here, well, in the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter. And for those of you who have questions for me, who have ever wanted to work with me one-on-one, I'm actually going to be getting into some coaching and some one-on-one consulting to help people grow their eBay business, just because I'm at a place where enough people are reaching out to me and asking for help that I think that I can provide that value to people. If they're willing to do the work and they want to grow their business, I would like to help them do that. So if that is something you're interested in, if you want to work with me one-on-one, here's the first mention of it. Drop it in the comments and let me know, because to start my very first group of people, I'm going to limit it to 10 people, because I want to be able to give everyone everything they need and not feel overwhelmed myself. So that's my plan, is to get into some coaching, some consulting one-on-one. That'll be happening in the next probably 3 to 4 months. And I'm just trying to grow my business and expand and, you know, live the dream, the American dream. So thank you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.